Hello everyone, my name is Shae. I am with the HEH group, and today I have a little bit of a different video for you. So I have been hearing all about how easy it is to build a robot program on the Agile system control. So I spent about 10 minutes with our robot tech. I learned how to do it, and I'm gonna show you guys how. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do and we're gonna notice is on the control, you have some settings down on the side. This is all touchscreen, so it's super easy, but you have products, nests, settings, alarms, and exit. To start and build a new program, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and hit products. And we have some loaded programs in here already just because we have demos going on this cell quite often. But if you look at the bottom, you have new, edit, copy, and delete. You're gonna go ahead and select new. Once you hit new, this is really where Agile sets themselves apart from any other integrator in terms of a out-of-the-box solution that you can have. Agile has these set up that you can have in here based on what you're doing in your operation. So right now we have pick from the nest, which would be pick from the drawer. We have lathe operation, quality check, datum, which I'll talk about in a second, place in the nest, a regrip, and a washing station. So again, these are customizable and they're already programmed. The program's already there. So all you have to do to pick from the drawer is you're gonna select pick from nest and you're gonna drag and drop that over here in the side panel. So now my first operation is gonna be picked from the nest. Second thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the datum. So we're gonna select datum and move it over here. So what is the datum? This is a really important feature. So when you look at the Agile system, there's kind of like this little tray that sticks out, and some people don't need it. However, if you do need a really accurate regrip, depending on the types of parts that you have, you're gonna want to pick that part from the nest, put it on the datum, let it regrip so it's super accurate, and then load it into the machine. So once we do the datum, let's say next we just want to do a lathe operation. So that will trigger the machine to then go ahead and start the process. Again, already programmed in there. Then let's say I want to do a regrip because I have a second spindle. So I'm going to be pulling out a part, putting it in the second spindle and putting a new one in. So then we'll go ahead and do that. And then let's say I wanted to do, just pick it right off and go back into the nest when it's done, then boom, you drag it in there, your program's made. So the next thing that you're gonna do, super easy, you're gonna look down at the bottom, there's a button on the side that says next, we're just gonna go ahead and click that. Now this is where it's super easy, but you really wanna make sure that you're paying attention to all of your numbers. I already have these preloaded in here just to save some time on the video, but you have this, you're gonna define the part next. So you're gonna, name the part. If you have any comments for yourself or anybody else that may be running the cell, you can load that in there. And then you can pick the shape of the part. Is it round? The shape of the material, is it round? Is it rectangular? You're gonna add the length, the height, the diameter, and if you wanna swap parts, meaning if you have a second operation happening on the second spindle. Then you're gonna go into next, you're gonna define the gripper. So this is really, really important. You wanna make sure that you are having accurate measurements of the gripper. It's gonna ask you for the jaw thickness, jaw length, gripper stroke, and these are super easy to edit. So all you have to do is touch this and type in a new number if you need to based on what it is. And the nice thing too is Agile does have these nice diagrams where it'll tell you exactly what you're looking for and exactly where to measure. So if we just kind of keep moving forward here, now we're going to define the picking for the robot. Where are the offsets? Where do you want the robot to actually grip the part at? And again, you just answer these super quick questions. If you need to change something, you can just backspace and hit 1, and then you can save it. So I'm going to bring it back to 0, but just so you guys get the idea. Then you're gonna just go into the datum. Now this is kind of what I talked about before. If you need more of an accurate pick on your part, you can place the part on the datum, regrip, and then this is the screen that you are going to make sure that you fill out properly based on the diagram that we have here. So as we kind of continue to move through here, now we're gonna do the datum unloading part. Again, you just pick through these, read the diagram so you know what you're looking at. These are all editable. And then you just keep moving through the program. So then you can have, this is for when you're loading the machine into head 1, you want the jaw length, again, editable. Right here we have a 1.55 in there, but let's say I wanted to change it to 1.6. Cool, awesome, already changed, and we're just gonna go ahead and hit next. And then we're just gonna continue to go through these steps. Each one doesn't take too much longer, so we'll just kind of breeze through them here, but kind of mainly stuff that we've already done. Answering simple questions. Now we're gonna go on to head 2, kind of repeat everything that we just did, but just for head 2. fill in the blow off diameter, grip length, all the things. Keep going. We're just gonna keep riding through here because we kind of already went through this stuff for the most part. And then you're gonna go ahead and hit finish at the end, save these changes, and we're all done building the program. All right, so now you have your program done, super easy. There was no math, no craziness involved. The next thing you're gonna do is let the robot know what your nest looks like. And the nests are the drawers. So how many parts do you have in there? The size of the parts, things like that, it already knows that. So you're gonna go ahead and hit nests, and we're just gonna create a new nest. And this is super easy. All you're gonna do is your quantity by X by your quantity by Y. So in here already I have 6 by 4, but let's say we wanted to do 5 by 5. You can go ahead and just change that. And you can, if you need honeycomb, we can do honeycomb, but the shapes you can select here, round, diamond, or rectangle. And then already we're gonna have this, and we're gonna go ahead and save this, and this tells the robot exactly where your parts are in the drawer so it knows where it's grabbing from. All right, so now you have your program made, super easy. You set your nest up, everything is good there. Now the next thing we're gonna do is actually gonna be able to tell the robot, hey, let's get this program going. So in this bottom left-hand corner here, it says chest number 1. You're gonna go ahead and hit drawer run, because let's say that's the part that we wanna run first for the day. It's gonna pop up all the programs that you have made. Let's go ahead and select that program that we wanted. And then now it's gonna say you're matching nests, a nest that we already created. So there's our nest right there. We're gonna go ahead and hit select. Now we're ready to go. We're gonna assign. We're gonna confirm, and then now we're here. Drawer number 1 is assigned, and you can continue to do that all the way down, and then you would just hit start, so then your robot can start running your production. So it really is just that easy, you guys. I am in marketing. I have no experience in automation programming, and just by spending that 10 to 15 minutes with our automation tech last week, I was able to do this. So you definitely can too. Agile has an awesome system, and they have really designed their Agile Go software so that anybody in your shop can run it, get it set up, and this automation cell can run all day, every day, third shift operations, and more. So if you have any questions or you would like to see this demo in person, reach out to our team and we'll be happy to connect. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.